I tried to get Pastor Bluen to let me go before that weekend. As you can see, I'm not the only preacher in the group. But that was a great testimony by everybody, and we have truly become a family. First of all, before I get started, I'd like to give honor to our pastor and our First Lady, Miss Tiffany. They've been a tremendous blessing in my life and my family's life, and we thank them for so many things, but tonight we especially thank you for obeying God and opening Faith School of Ministry. I also want to give honor to the staff and the instructors who taught us. They did a wonderful job. They were anointed, excellent. They were tough but fair, and taught us not only spiritually, but they also taught us naturally. We learned so many things, had such a good time. It wasn't always a good time, but it was always good. I'd also like to honor everyone here tonight who is a family or a friend or loved one of one of us, because I understand that it takes a big sacrifice to allow us to do what we did this year. My wife graduated last year, so I understand the sacrifice that it takes, and you all deserve a round of applause as well. Last but not least, I would definitely like to honor my classmates. Like I said before, we came in and we didn't really, most of us didn't hardly know each other more than a hey, how you doing at church? Some of them I didn't even know their names. And now we are so close, and it's just a wonderful, awesome group of people. We've grown together, we've laughed together, we've laughed at each other. I'm not going to mention any names, Catherine. We've prayed for each other, we've ministered to each other, and I believe that we'll always be connected spiritually. Our charge is found in the Epistle of Paul, the Apostle, to the Ephesians.
They make them say that.
Pastor Bluen taught us how to say that so we sound like we know what we're talking about. But for the rest of us, it's Ephesians chapter 4. Ephesians chapter 4, I want to start with verse 1. And this is Paul writing to the church at Ephesus. Many believe that he wrote this while he was in prison. It says, I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord. And first of all, this is very interesting because he says he's the prisoner of the Lord. And if he was writing this, which most believe that he was, while he was in prison, what he's doing here is he is relating to the church at Ephesus, to those people. He's taken an illustration, if you will. He's saying, yeah, I'm a prisoner in prison, but right here in this, I'm a prisoner of the Lord. And that's something that as we go out and we minister, that we need to make sure that we stay relevant. That this new generation can understand us. Not many of them speak King James. and we have to be able to relate to them. Otherwise, we'll lose our effect. The next part of that says, beseech you that you walk worthy of the vocation wherewith you are called. And that's our charge, is to walk worthy of the vocation which we were called. We know in verse 11 it says that Jesus gave some apostles, some prophets, some evangelists, some pastors, and some teachers. And that would include all of us. We're all called to one of the fivefold gifts of ministry. And we are called to walk worthy of that. Now what does that mean? Because as Minister Hackney was ministering last night, so many times you tell someone that you're a Christian, and all of a sudden they're looking to attack you. They're looking to say, no, you're not, because you cussed. because you lied, because you did this, because you did that. And it's so, they hold Christians to such a high standard, even higher sometimes than we in the church hold ourselves. And it's even higher for us now as, I'm not going to say as ministers, as we will be ministers, as graduates of Faith School of Ministry. And, you know, when you come across people and they understand that you are a minister of the gospel, that expectation goes through the roof. And we have to always be aware of that. Verse 2 tells us how to do that. Verse 2 says, with all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love. Now, to me, that's kind of a little King James. I guess I'm in that generation that doesn't really too much understand the King James so much. But with all lowliness means humbleness. So with humbleness, and this is nothing new to our class, we've been exhorted, I believe, that we have overcome issues of pride as a group, and I believe that we are now humble. And I charge you to continue to stay humble, no matter where our ministries take us. Meekness, which means gentleness. You know, we don't have to push the word down people's throat. We don't have to force things on people. But if we're humble,